What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of Gin and Tonic. I'm your host, as always, John J. II, and we're happy to have you with us on a Thursday. So let's get right into it. Talking about Tiger Woods and his recent crash that he had. Very scary stuff. Everyone's talking about how it was almost another Kobe incident where we almost lost him. We very easily could have lost Tiger in this crash. It was very tragic. Very, very violent crash, rollover accident. Scary stuff. No matter who's involved, whether any other people is involved, doesn't really matter. But it was a one-person crash. Luckily, there was nobody else in the car with him, and it seems to be an accident as of right now. Now, this is obviously a very developing story, so there's a lot of information that keeps flowing in and day out following the crash. But some things we should note. Earlier this week, when Max Homa won the Genesis Open, Tiger Woods stopped in to talk to Jim Nantz about what his plans were, what his recovery was all about, because he recently had back surgery, actually the same surgery I had. It was a microdiscectomy surgery where he had a piece of the disc that was compressed and irritating a nerve removed because it was irritating his golf swing, and he was having some back pain because of that. So in this interview with Jim Nantz, you can kind of notice Tiger is a little bit saggy-eyed. He looks a little bit like he's under the influence a little bit. Now, whether he was or not is unbeknownst to me, and I don't think it'll ever be released, whether he was under the influence of painkillers or anything like that the day of the Genesis Open on a Sunday, the 21st of February, when Max Homa took the title. We'll never really find that out, but he kind of looked a little bit out of it. Now, I'm going to play the clip. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did he look like he was under the influence of anything? Does he look out of it? Or does he not? Roll it.
Surgeons and my doctors, and my therapists, and making sure that I do it correctly. And this is the only back I got, so I don't have much more wiggle room left there.
But the plan would be maybe to get one tournament in before that, I guess.
I don't know what the plan is. Plan is right now is just to go ahead and get the MRI and see if the annulus is sealed and if it's scarred over, and then we can start progressing.
Well, we miss you, Tiger. I can tell you that on behalf of everyone that's passionate about this game. Just congratulations on this event, your foundation, and we hope to see you back soon.
You got it.
Yeah, thanks, Tiger.
So yeah, you can see based on the clip, he kind of looks a little bit out of it. Usually Tiger Woods is dialed in, whether he's doing an interview, whether he's playing golf, whether he's playing cornhole, whatever he's doing, he's dialed into the situation. He's a very competitive guy no matter what. Even if he's not in a competition state, he is always a competitive guy, and he's always dialed in. So to see him like this, to see him kind of off, it concerned me. I actually noticed it even before the crash. He looked like he was maybe under the influence of some pain medication. I know they gave me some pretty strong pain meds after I got out of my surgery and it was in recovery. They gave me a lot of strong medicine, painkillers, to kind of ease that pain off. Now, whether I decided or anyone decides to use those pain meds following their recovery and following, them not really needing the pain meds anymore is kind of up to the patient. So whether you kind of get dependent on that, it's kind of something you want to avoid and wean yourself off of quickly. So concerning stuff for Tiger, maybe he was, these are thoughts that came up. Maybe he was under the influence when he was driving and he crashed a car. And nobody really knows yet. There's toxicology being done. Very extensive toxicology. He was not drunk. He did not get a DUI. Earlier, probably almost a decade ago, when he had his incident, his breakdown, he did get arrested for a DUI, and you can clearly see it in the mugshots, how his eyes looked, how his demeanor is being presented to the people viewing it, the mugshot. You can easily tell by the eyes. The eyes, you can always tell by the eyes with most people whether they're under the influence or not. So very, very clear stuff there. Very easy to tell just to the eye, to see it. And very concerning stuff. Is very developing. Very much, concerning being Tiger Woods, the stature of athlete he was. He actually talked to Jim Nantz in that interview, that same video I showed you. Talked about his plans for returning to golf, returning to the Masters coming this April. These are questions that everybody had. Obviously, this is out of the question now with his recent crash. And being in out of multiple surgeries to fix his legs with compound fractures and everything in the book on top of it. So very stressful stuff, very tough time for the golf world and golf fans everywhere. So we want to give Tiger all the prayers we can and wish him a very speedy recovery Hopefully he'll be back on the pitch soon. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for joining us on this latest edition of Gin and Tonic. I'm your host, John J. II. Have a great rest of your week.